Hey everybody, Mo here, and today I'm bringing you guys another episode of Sweaty Thursday, where for those of you that don't know, the first Sweaty Thursday of this new season, but for those of you that don't know what Sweaty Thursday is, the idea of this series is to help out the people that don't have time throughout the week to just sit there and grind all day and look at stats for themselves and look at like Twitch streams all day. Maybe you have, a 9 to 5 job, you work 40 hours during the week, you have 2 jobs, you have a family that you have to take care of, a wife, girlfriend that you spend a lot of time with, kids you take care of, whatever it may be. You just can't sit there and play hours and hours and hours of LoR every day, but the weekend's coming up and you want to play in, a tournament this weekend, or you only have the weekend or Friday nights to grind ladder, so you really want to make sure and make good use of your time. But hey, the last meta event or the last meta video wasn't until Monday, so this is kind of to give you an updated meta read on what to do for the weekend, on top of for both tournaments and the ladder, to try and help out the people that just don't have a lot of time to spam games for themselves. So before we get into it, if that's something you're interested in, and if you're interested in this competitive LOR content, my place is the place to be. So make sure to subscribe, comment, literally anything helps me out so much with the YouTube algorithm. It helps me be able to just keep putting out these videos for you guys. I greatly appreciate it. So let's get into it. I'm going to go over some lineups for this weekend, talk about the tournament this weekend, as well as give you guys some decks for ladder. So first things first is there is a $1,000 tournament this weekend hosted by Mastering Runeterra. I will put that sign up link in the description below to the tournament. Assuming it's out, I haven't actually looked, but I assume that there's a link to sign up for the tournament. It's a $1,000 tournament. There is a $20 entry fee, but the tournament itself is $1,000 prize pool guaranteed, and I believe it can go up with donations and stuff like that. But yeah, it's a minimum $1,000 prize pool with $20 entry fee. So if you are trying to get competitive and you want to compete and try and grow your skills, this is going to be a tournament to do that for. Plus, it has like a really good prize pool. On top of that, next week, which I'll go over obviously in next week's Sweaty Thursday, is the Open. So typically, I personally start to prepare myself with the lineup I'm going to use in big tournaments a week before and try and test them in smaller tournaments and just try and really work out the kinks and spend a lot of time refining my list, getting them better here and there. So that's what I'm going to be doing this weekend. So I'm going to show you the list that the lineup that I'm pretty sure that I'm on, and it could just take a little bit of refining. And then thirdly there is a new Discord that I have joined here, and it is, let me see if I can pull it open here for you without leaking everything. And it's basically this. So it is a scrim server. It's really cool. It's called just Runeterra Scrim in-houses or something. Yeah, Runeterra Americas in-houses. So this is only for the Americas. There's no EU players in here yet, unfortunately for EU, but I'm sure if there's enough people from EU that join, then, we can get some EU games. So basically this is working like all the other like top level scenes have and other competitive games, like CSGO and Valorant, stuff like that, where they don't want to just play ladder because ladder isn't always the most competitive. So they want to make sure they play against other like-minded individuals that are trying to be competitive. And it's a way to just guarantee you queue into someone like that, and you just scrim with each other. So there's a Discord bot. You can click and say hey, put me in queue to play someone. And if someone else in the Discord goes into queue, and then the Discord bot will just ping both of you and say hey, you guys scrim, basically. Queue up 3 decks, play best of 3, scrim it out. It'll give you an MMR, there's prizes, there's they give out a bunch of coins thanks to Riot. I think it's Riot Spanish, is that right? South America, something like that is helping back this. So there is a bunch of coins for the prizes. You see here, I don't know what this equates to, 3,280 coins for the winner, but that is, let's see here, that's almost $30 basically. At the end of the month, it resets every month. So yeah, so it's just something to get into. If again, I'm always just trying to give you guys the resources, or if you're trying to find scrims, if you're trying to just take your gameplay to the next level, I'm always trying to help you guys out. But that's enough for the intro. Let's get into the deck. So what I will be bringing to the $1,000 tournament this weekend is going to be Triple Demacia. I think Triple Demacia is going to be very good. So I'm going to get into what I'm going to be playing, and then I'm going to get into what I think a very good lineup is, and then I'll get into what I think the meta is going to look like. So, so first off, again, what I'm going to be playing is Triple Demacia. So it's going to be elites. I'm not sure, again, these lists aren't really refined, So I'm gonna have to do things to refine these lists. Like Mono Demacia is probably not correct. Like maybe we don't need Ardent Tracker. Not too sure yet. But yeah, so we're gonna want some type of something here. So the idea is Mono Elites, and then we have the Gwyn Quinn deck with hollowed stacks. Ephemeral is like my spiciest, or I'm playing 2 Genevieve to help you with the PNZ matchup, because the only card in the PNZ matchups that feel kind of rough is Caustic Rift. So because there's no Ranger's Resolve in the game, I can just play Ginny. So now all my 2/1s and 1 HP units have 2 HP now, which is pretty good. And then the third deck is going to be either Aatrox Kane or Aatrox Vayne. I'm not too sure, but that's why we're playing. So for this weekend, it's going to be Aatrox Vayne, and we're going to see how it goes. So I'm playing 3 Vayne, only 2 Aatrox. I've always been a fan of the 2 Aatrox because you automatically draw 1, and then 2 Aatrox aren't the greatest when you already play like Fish Fight. Maybe because I'm not playing single combat, but I am on like 1 Condemn. You could justify going to 3 Aatrox, but this seems fine. I might take out the Combat Cook, but Combat Cook has felt very powerful. Yeah, 3 Badger Bear. So nothing too crazy. And basically the idea behind this lineup is to be able to beat all the control simps that are playing control decks. Like, that are playing the Bilgewater, like the Seraphine Jack control deck, the Karma Set control decks, just stuff like that aren't the Shadow Isles control decks. Shadow Isles control decks are pretty rough, but I also don't know if this is like the greatest meta read. Also, I think I beat all the Samira decks. I should be beating the Samira decks. So I'm like beating the Samira decks, beating random garbage control decks that aren't Shadow Isles, and we'll see how it lines up. If this lineup doesn't feel too great this weekend, I'll probably default to something like this top lineup here, which is the like good deck lineup, or the good player lineup is what it's often referred to as. So it's basically Karma Set, nothing special here. I just took Grizzlot's Karma Set list because he's been doing amazing with it on ladder. So it's Karma Set. It is Samira Fizz. This is the Broken Ball list because it's been doing really well in tournaments with the monkeys on the end, only 1 Inferno. Again, this can probably go to 2 Inferno. Probably go like 2 Monkey, 2 Inferno. This is probably more the list I'll be playing. Because Inferno is just so good, man. Inferno is so good. So we'll go like 2 Monkeys, 2 Inferno. And then the third deck is really like any deck of your choice. It kind of depends on what you're targeting. I'm just going to put Ashe LeBlanc here just to show you guys what I mean by like, just pick a good deck. Don't pick some like tier 9 deck and don't ruin your lineup by putting something bad in here just because you think it might like mesh well with these other two. Like literally just put any like really good deck here and you'll have very good success here. And this is honestly probably something like this. It'll be closer to what I'll be running and during the open. Is just this like very good deck lineup, like Samira Fizz, Karma Set core with some third deck here. Maybe it's like Jace, Caitlyn, like Sentinel Control. Maybe it's Alawi, Swain or something. Like I'm not really too sure, but I just put this here just to give you an idea of like what this lineup should look like. Is I just literally just went to the stat page and like pulled up the highest win rates deck and just threw it alongside here. So that's one thing you could do for a lineup. So these are the 2 lineups. Like I said, I'm going to try this Demacia lineup. I'll let you guys know how it goes on my Discord. I'll also be streaming the $1,000 tournament so for my POV. So if you want to see that, make sure to click the link down in the description, join my Twitch. Go follow me over there because I'll be streaming my POV. Hopefully I win. Hopefully I win whatever the first place prize is, like $500 or something. That would be cool. And yeah, it'd be really cool to do that with just like Elites deck. So yeah, we'll see what ends up bringing. So the next thing I'm going to cover is ladder. So if you want to play ladder for the weekend, because again, if you only have the weekend to play ladder, you want to be caught up on the meta, what I recommend for ladder is basically 3 decks. I basically recommend Karma Set, I recommend Samira Fizz, and then I recommend Elites. Instead of Elites, you can probably just play like this, like you play like Aatrox Vayne Quinn or Aatrox Kane. But probably just Elites has been doing really well for me. I don't know how much LP I have. I kind of ended it away last night. I'm at like 63 LP. I think I have a total of 70% win rate or something over here. I know on just Elites, my win rate is fairly high. But I'll get that pulled up for you guys here in a second. But yeah, I think those 3 decks is really strong. I think the main goal for playing ladder is just, again, to pick a very consistent, very strong deck that can allow you to do the best. So yeah, so I have a 66% win rate over 46 games with the deck. So it's doing very well. Over with Quinn Vayne Aatrox, I have a 75% win rate over 20 games, so smaller sample size but better win rate. So yeah, those decks will be good if you wanted a Demacia deck. Those decks is what I would recommend. Otherwise, I mean, Set Karma and Samir Fizz are doing just fine for you. Like either of those decks will probably get you there. And yeah, I highly recommend you using this week and this weekend to kind of start preparing yourself for the Open if that's something you want to take seriously. Try and find a scrim group. Like I said, that Discord with scrims is really, really good to help you test out best of 3 lineups because all the scrims there are going to be best of 3. So it can help you kind of figure out your lineup, figure out what decks don't really belong there. What deck could be your weak link, and then yeah, you kind of just go from there if that makes sense. So yeah, that's it. That's the video. That's your lineup. That's the lineup I'm gonna play. That's a good player lineup. There are a bunch of other lineups you could play. Of course, there's like this aggro lineups where you can play like Samira Fizz. I don't know, whatever other aggro decks or you play like Samira Leona. Blah 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 blah. Like those are good lineups. There's a lot of good lineups. I would just highly recommend you kind of find something that fits with your play style. That's the number one key, is finding something you kind of enjoy playing, something you can play well. It doesn't matter how good a deck is. If you don't know how to play it or can't play it well, probably don't play it because it's not going to do well for you. But hey, you have a whole week to prepare, so that's why I recommend you just pick up one of these, like pick up Set Karma, and then just say like, oh, I've never played this deck before, but start playing it this weekend and see how it does for you, because it might surprise you how much easier it is to learn than you think, and you might just be able to kind of use it and carry it. And now all of a sudden you're like, oh wait, I've just learned how to play like the best deck in the game. Good for me, so I'm ready for next weekend. So you might surprise yourself. On top of that, I'll have some videos out on some of these decks. Like I put a video out on Samir Fizz. I'm going to put a video out on this like Demacia Bilgewater deck that kind of shows you how to play just Demacia in general. So I'll put one out on Karma's set, even though everyone has one out on Karma's set. So highly recommend you subscribe to the YouTube channel if you like the deck guides, because this is a place for deck guides. And then yeah, that's the meta read I have for this weekend. Make sure to tune in on Monday to get the overall weekly meta Monday. And then again, next Thursday, I'll be covering what lineup I'm going to be playing in the I guess it's not $10,000 anymore. The $5,000 Runeterra Open, the first ever Runeterra Open we have that'll get you some Worlds points, help you qualify for Worlds. And yeah, so make sure don't miss out on all that. Links in the description. Join the Discord so you get notifications when I post all that stuff. Like, comment, subscribe on the video. Helps me out. You guys have no idea how much commenting on the videos helps with the YouTube algorithm. Like, if you guys literally comment anything and then leave a like on the video, even if you don't subscribe, that helps me out so much with the algorithm. You guys have no idea. So I greatly appreciate all your help, all your support, and that's it. I'll see you guys in the next video.